a tzaddik coming in and said, God, do not punish him because of me. God's still upset with you, but he's not going to punish you. Because they have the tzaddik, and the tzaddik is very strong. But if you judge in a favor, if you give an explanation why the person did it, and the explanation is solid good enough, God not only doesn't punish you. Do you know why when you're judging a person in favor, God cannot punish him, and automatically he cannot punish you? Because you cannot become better from God. A human being cannot become better from God. So when you find a favor on this guy, if God will punish him, God forbid, what's going to happen? You're going to become the good guy. Compared to God, you're much better. And it will never happen. God is the source of good. And nobody is better from the original good. So every time you find a favor in somebody, you become the good guy, God has to follow to prove you that he is better for you. Huh? Very nice. Judge is a just man. Judgment. Just what's mean just? Tzedek. Very nice. As long as there is no reason, what's mean finding a favor? The guy was drunk because of that he did it. The guy is Tinoch Shenishma. He grew up in that religious environment. What do you want from the guy? You know what you do? You make the whole story different. The same stories. But you made it all different. Automatically. And you know what's happening if God cannot punish him? He cannot punish him. Measure to measure. You took my anger from this Jew. I will never be angry with you. You understand? The same way when a husband respects his wife. You took away the curse of the wife. God said, I will take the curse from you. The same way every time you took anger from God, from another Jew, God is taking his anger on you. You will never be angry. What a beautiful advice. Every time you see a case in life, know how to judge it in favor. Especially in this moment of Sefirat HaOmer. 33 days or 49 days, that the judgment is very tight. Be very careful the way that you judge others and the way that you judge yourself. If this is so, going back to the topic, what's the topic today? Life is not a certain. What's the meaning? All of us in Pesach was singing, tonight I'm going to give you explanation that you never heard. What's the question? What's the difference on this night from every other night? What's the question? What's the questions? So first of all, I have to understand. I have to teach you some of the rules. And I hope that you're going to remember this rule forever. Why the whole night of Pesach is questions and answers? Why in Gemara, when you study Torah, it's always questions and answers. Right? The whole Gemara, questions and answers. Kasha and Tiruts, questions and answers. Why our life is all they said about Jews that they're always answering the question with questions? Did you ever ask a Jew what time is it? What's the answer of a Jew? You have no watch? What do you do have a watch? I ask you what time is it? Why? Because a Jew by nature answer question with questions. Why question is so important? Listen to this. In life, Eliyahu, we can inquire anything that we want. They call it in Hebrew Kinyan, 3 ways. And what's the name of these 3 ways that you can make Kinyan? Kinyan meaning ownership. Jonathan, when you bought, not your business, what's the best things that you bought in life? Michael, what do you need when you bought your wife? The best deal that you did in life. That stack is always happening. No building, no this, no other guy. Hey, what you did?
She bought me.
I said woman rights. Woman rights, America. What we did? הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעת, meaning we took money and we bought it. Money or שווה כסף, meaning and the rabbi asks you, this is your ring that you pay for the ring, because you have to buy your wife with any item that you want to buy, a business, stores, car. You have to pay money that you sweat, your own money into it. A minute that you pay for it depends on you. One way to inquire. What's the second way? Something that all of us will love, even though we're not supposed to like it so much, but everybody loves it. What's that? Gift. Gift. They said, anyone that hates gift, God will give him a long life. So never tell me, right? You know that? You see, Ashkenaz guy talked to me and he said, Rabbi Vaknin, you Sephardim wrong. I said, why we're wrong? Because you read it, Soneh matanot yichye. Anyone that hates gift will have a life. And we read it in Ashkenaz style, better style. Ashayne, not Soneh. You know what's meaning in Ashkenaz shayne? Ashayne matana yichye. Meaning, if you already give me a gift, give me a beautiful one. Don't. Sephardim, everything is simple. Ashkenaz, they know how to make. Even the devil to make it nice. Even the most Muslim to make it nice. They're experts today. Another way to inquire something, when somebody gives you a gift, this is yours, right? And then they have another ways. They call it Nish'ol. What's a Sheila? Sheila. What's Sheila, right? To borrow. What's mean to borrow? I'm coming to you and I said, Michael, I need your car for 1 week. Abraham, I need your watch. For 1 day, I'm just traveling, I need a watch. I don't want to buy it, I just want to buy one from you. I'll buy it. 47. Most likely it's going to be a good watch. A good watch. I'm like, I just want to be good. I'm going out on a date. And I don't want to buy it. I'm not into watches. But in order to impress my wife, I need a good watch. So please, everyone, give it me. And this moment, I become in that 24 hours ownership of that item. Even though the 24 hour later, I will give it to you back. Sure. Now I'm going to ask you, sure, right? Listen how deep. You're so lucky to know that you can. Listen. Rabbi Niatov, which one of these three is the best? To inquire. Which one is the best? What do you say? Fast. First. Which one? The first. The one that you sweat. The one that you buy with your own money. Yagata or matzata. Logic-wise, you're right. What do you say? Last. Which one? Last. Why? Okay. I put this message with the explanation. The first one is the best because you sweat for something and you own it, it's yours. The second one is also the best because you got it for gift. You didn't have to sweat, it was a shortcut. But you know which one is the best really to inquire? They have a quality, even though that is temporary, still is considered to be in a way, might be in this part the most important. You know which one? The last one. You know why borrow is so important? Because when you buy something, not necessary that you need it. You need anything that you want. Ladies, I'm not going to ask you how many clothes you have in your closet that you never wear. How many shoes that you have that you wear one time. And in the meantime, you pay $300 for that shoes. And I love it when you open the closet. I have nothing to wear. You're doing. We have issue. What we nothing to wear? 70 different dresses, 200 shoes, and I have nothing because God forbid to wear the same item twice. Beautiful. So we know how many games we buy to our children that they don't need it and they never use it. How many times you went into 40 to 99 stores and you buy 700 items that the 699 you don't need? You just use $1 and you just bought it. So buying is not necessary that you need. Gift is 100% or 97% that you don't need. Most of the gifts that we get, we don't need. But when you borrow something, if you don't need it, you will never embarrass yourself to go to borrow it. If I'm already come to ask you to borrow 5,000, I need this one. Because if not, I will never ask you. Amen? If I already come to borrow, beautiful. Come David Amelech and said, God, please God, I want to ask. Ask is not only ask. Ask in Hebrew meaning I want to bow. Because bow meaning something that I cannot sleep at night without knowing the answer. And the night of the Seder we come to teach. When your child asking you questions, do not ever dismiss it. Because this is the only thing that your child will remember. A child doesn't remember what he's doing. He also doesn't remember what you teach him. But you know what the child will remember? When a person comes to Shiur Torah, 90% of the Shiur you're not going to remember. And even if you're going to come yourself to study the Torah, you're going to have a better memory, but not so good. You know when you remember for years? When you had the questions in that Shiur, and the Rabbi gave you answers. Wow! This question that bothered you, and you came and you told the questions, and the night of the Seder, the whole night is questions and answers. Why? We're working the child to ask. Because if you ask, meaning it bothers you, meaning you need it. You need to know the answer. There was one of the rabbis, the greatest rabbi, Rabbi Akiva Iger, senior, one of the greatest Litvish rabbis. He came into yeshiva, I believe it was in Berlin, and he said, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you answer the questions, and anyone that will know the answer will get my daughter. Wow. Gedol Ador is coming into the room, and the whole yeshiva is standing, and one of Gedolei Israel at that time, and the Litvish world, is asking the questions. And he said, the payment of the questions is my daughter. Why? The whole yeshiva was silent. Now, this rabbi asked the questions. His questions are not our questions. Deep, strong. For 3 days he's waiting, nobody has answered. 3 days later, he said, listen, I came here, I'm going to the next issue. My daughter will not have a son-in-law. Okay, on the way, when he's driving, he see one young guy, he's running from the yeshiva. Rabbi! The rabbi stopped and said, what do you want? You have the answer? He said, no. He said, why are you running after me 25 minutes? He said, Rabbi, I don't care about your daughter. 3 nights I'm not sleeping. Give me the answer. You know what the rabbi said? You are my son-in-law. You are. If that question bothers you, you see what questions are? When a child asks you questions, when your client asks you questions, be focused. Don't ever underestimate questions. Because questions is the best way to inquire anything in life. Not a gift and not to buy. To ask. Beautiful, right? If this is so, I'm going to ask you questions. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? מה נשתנה? What's the question? What's the question? Everybody asks the question. I don't know what I did what my father did. He asked the questions and I'm asking. I don't know what's the question. I know that we have to ask questions. And now you explain that question is important, so I'm going to ask questions. Michael, what's the question? You know what's the question? Before I'm going to tell you what's the question, I'm going to teach you something about salt. We spoke about that. The topic of tonight is salt. Ladies, I'm giving 4 ladies here the opportunity to tell me why salt is good. What is the 4 benefits of salt? Okay, first of all, one answer, only one. Mosif Tam. Salt add taste to life. You have, especially Israeli salad, no salt. For French fries, no salt. Even shawarma, no salt. It's dead. You put salt. I don't know for that. You put salt. The shawarma tastes good in America, right? So salt, taste, adding taste. Second thing that salt is important for. For what salt is good? Ladies, I'm giving you the opportunity. Mm-hmm. No, but for the food. Oh, yes, for food. What's the benefits of salt for food? Preserve. The old age, before the fridge there, how did they keep food? They used to put salt around it. You can keep meat for days. Salt, preserve, keep the food healthy and fresh. Beautiful. Number 3. Rabbanit also can answer? Okay. The Rabbanit is time.
Take the liquid out. Take the liquid.
Salt, take liquid out. Meaning,
I'm a lot in the kitchen, that's why I know.
Okay. Somebody's doing a lot of job in the kitchen. Mr. Benjaminov, you see, Baruch Hashem. Mrs. Benjaminov is watching, and he's making the steaks, kebab. Very rare for Sephardic Jew, but Baruch Hashem. He's doing a great job. I approve this message. I love it. He's too fun. You see, salt take the blood away, right? It's very important for kashrut. Number 4, anyone know number 4? Anyone know number 4? Salt make you thirsty and hungry. You know, it's like harif, open the taste. Salt make you want to eat more and more, especially drinking. Do you know which item compared to salt and life? You know, suffering. Yesurim, they call it Brit Melch. Yesurim, when a person has obstacles in life, obstacle compared to salt. Obstacle, they are good in 4 different levels. First of all, obstacle give taste and life. Some men, they like to make the wife upset. Why? A little action. Israelis, we love it. Because then the house is quiet, no action. So what do we do? You know, just to make a little action. My wife's screaming, Baruch Hashem, the whole house is balagan. We have like Hashem Melech, giving taste to life, right? Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Because I want to feel that I have a wife. Finally, you're talking. Good morning. 3 days you're quiet like in India. Oh, finally, giving taste to life. Suffering, give taste. Give meaning to life. Suddenly you stay in focus. Suffering also take away the blood. What's the blood? Temptation. All the way, when a person is in the hospital, he's not thinking about cheating, stealing money, lying. God, please give me life. Why? Suffering take the blood. Blood is where is everything pumping in, the desire, the temptation to make up a what? When a person is suffering, the blood is out. Number 3, suffering protect the human being from making a vote. Right? Preserve human being. And last but not least, suffering make you thirsty to do Torah mitzvot. But the only problem is with everything that we do. Everything is good and suffering, and also in salt, as long that the salt is not too much. If they have too much salt, what exactly happens? The food is dead. Is no taste. Salt can make a person sick, not less from diabetes. Salt in the blood is not less dangerous from, some said even worse, from having sugar in the blood. So when you have too much salt, this is the question that we ask. Ma nishtana alayna ze mikol halayot. God, why? Why this night is so dark? Because every suffering that we had in the past, every exile, Egypt was only 86 years. Between the first Beit HaMikdash to second Beit HaMikdash, how many years? 70 years. Every suffering was short. How come tonight, 2,000 years, we still in exile? Why we have too much salt? Why we have too much suffering? The Babylons, the Greeks, Hitler, Yimach Shemo, Stalin and his friends, Yimach Shemo. Why we still suffering? Going to Israel, and you see Arabic people with weapons. And not only that they're not afraid, they shooting to kill us. And we are afraid to go in Jerusalem. And in the same place that you go, you see Arabs, children, like this, walking like this, they're looking at you, smiling, and you're walking like this, and you're looking for the armies. God, why this night is so long? What are questions, huh? What are questions? Now you understand the night of the Seder. In a whole different ways. why this night is so long? What's the answer? The answer is, שבכל זאת אנחנו מגבילים, הלילה הזה מגבילים 2 פעמים. You know why this night is so long? Because this night is a unique night. What's so unique? בית המקדש השני היה בו תורה, היה בו מצוות, היה בו גמילות חסדים. And the second בית המקדש, everybody was תלמיד חכם. Everybody kept שבת, כשרות, מקווה, ציצית, 4 המינים. Everybody gave charity. So what's the reason that בית המקדש got destroyed? There was no peace. If there's no peace, God said, you can keep everything. If there's no peace, you're missing it. How that they write it here, listen to this. I want to read it from inside, for you to see it. כי עיקר בריאת האדם היא בשביל השלום. You know why God created each one of you? That you're going to have shalom back. This is the purpose that you keep. Not that you're going to keep Shabbat, but this is important, very crucial. Not that you're going to give charity, important and very crucial. Not that you're going to go to the mikveh and dip in the mikveh 88 times above nature. Not that you're going to wake up in the nets. Everything is crucial, but it's not the purpose. You know what's the purpose? To be peace with your wife and your husband. When you have a fight with your wife, argument with your husband, you ruin the purpose of life. We still have fight and argument between communities, between rabbis, between Jews. This is the reason. You know how I know that? We dip in tonight. We dip in how many times? Twice. The first time we dip in, what did we dip? Karpas. You know what's mean karpas? Karpas is? Kar is clothing. Pas is stripes. What stripes clothing tell you about what? About who? Yosef HaTzadik. Do you know why we enter to the exile? Because one brother sold another brother. It was baseless hate. You know why we came out from it? Before Magid, before the Haggadah, we do Karpas. To let you know, we went in to Egypt because before Shulchan Aruch, before the exile, before the redemption, before you're going out to eat, what do we do? Korech. You know what's Korech? Korech meaning matzah symbolize the tzaddik. Maror symbolize the bitter Jew. You stick both of them together. When one Jew can live with another Jew together, even though they're not at the same levels, and they can find a favor in the other ones, Shulchan Aruch, you are already on the way out. You know why this night is different between all the levels? Because this night we still argue, we still fighting. Gentlemen, ladies, I will end with this wish, this request, this tefillah. That Almighty God will say shalom לאומיו. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל. The same God that doing peace always between Gabriel and Michael and Raphael and Uriel. He always make peace about between fire and water. You remember Makat Barat? It was fire and water that God made peace. The same God will make peace. And peace included even if you need to take the emet, the honesty out. I want to be honest with you. Do not be honest. Be quiet. Much better for us. My husband, I want to be honest with you. And I want to tell you where exactly you want to fix yourself. You know what God did with honesty? When God asked honesty to create this world or not, you know what honesty said? Do not create it. Why not? Because these people that are going to be exist, they are crooked and ganavim and thief and all day long the business they're going to steal. Do not create these people. Instead of God saying, Boshet, thank you very much for being honest with you. You know what? ונתתי אמת על הארץ, Almighty God took the emet and threw it to the ground. He said, if this emet creates machloket between me and the people, this not emet is sheker. How many times you rebuke your husband, and you rebuke him beautiful, and he love it, and then you have to end it with something that ruined the whole rebuke. It's like you have to kill it. My husband, I believe that if you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to help me, it's going to be so nice, I will feel, I will appreciate it so nice. You know why I'm asking you? Because you're such a loser. You never wake up. You're a walking bounce. I wish I never. The guy was all there. He was all there. He's already wake up. I can see him in the morning. What did you do? Don't be honest. Don't be honest. Don't be honest. You can deliver a message in a nice way and keep it in a nice way. Because the purpose of our creation is to have peace, especially in this moment, in these 33 days. The most dangerous 33 days in the year. 33 days that 24,000 lives passed only because lack of peace. Let's increase peace and bring Mashiach. Let us end.
Amen.